if they still have questions about their rights.
They go straight to the clerk to be rescheduled. Yes.
Yeah.
So you could be given all the information. Because
Yeah.
they put it kind of someplace within black.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the clerks would be
If you still have questions about your rights, you got to contact an attorney. Here's one we can give you a contact for if you get hold.
Yeah. And then second hearings, it sounds like.
That's pretty much just like our leftovers.
Right. So you don't have to go out unless they want to talk to you.
I think we run that the same way we run the leftovers.
As long as the way that we always do. Okay.
And I told her for the first hearing, I'll be here. So if somebody, you know, if for example, you say, Mr. Morton, you want to put the terms of your consent judgment on the record? Well, I'd like to do it in front of the judge. Okay, then, I'll get him out here. Yeah. Yeah, and she just said, well, you're not going to stick around just in case you might have one. I'm like, well, you probably will, but.
Don't want to.
That damn Crystal, I get such a kick out of her. She's just such a personality.
That was Tim, who might have been confused with Martin.
Well, that's a possibility.
A yellow legal pad belonging to Crystal did not get returned to you by chance, did it?
There's a pad right there, but I don't know if that's hers or not. Watch it. That one over there is what I'm looking at, Josh.
Right here.
That's probably Joe's.
Yeah.
Yeah, Crowley's.
Okay.
No, sorry.
Sorry to interrupt.
You're all right. Not interrupting much at all.
That's good. I have not found it anywhere.
Hey, Josh. Sorry, she was in here for quite a bit, so maybe ask Heather. You know, if she laid it down, Heather might have grabbed it and put it in her office, and she's out there somewhere.
I will ask her. Thank you. It's not.
And 11:15 are both here. I think they're watching the video. They're all school buses.
Thank you. saw Mr. Leonard downstairs for 11:30.
Oh, did you?
Trace that. She said that prosecutor yesterday was so struggle.
Mhm.
She said he had a clue. It's against traffic. He said, I don't know. Yeah, it's a report.
They never, okay.
Yeah. I said, it's not his
Ever
fault.
since, ever since we stopped it.
I said, it's not his fault.
Mhm.
They're not trying to.
No, no. Mhm. Sure, it's slow. If you have a big lump down, when they are, when they are, where they are.
That's what I told Teresa. I said, our You know, ours is busy document years ago, but there are still better courts to send to this.
Exactly.
Officer Grant, how are you today?
Very good, how are you?
Wonderful. Ready on Alexander?
Yeah.
All right, appearances on People versus Peggy Alexander.
Caitlin. Caitlin Foley Carter, Huron Township.
Are you Miss Alexander?
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready to go?
We're ready.
Yeah, do I sit or stand?
You can sit.
I've never done
You're
it.
fine right there.
I'm nervous how to
I
stand.
just make sure this one's in all right.
Sure.
Thank you, Anna.
I say what
Sit, sit, sit. You're all right.
Oh,
Make yourself comfortable. Jane, Mackenzie's file when you're ready.
Would it be easier if I log into Zoom and play it through the share screen?
You're plugged in right there, right?
Yeah, I know we've done it before. My computer just keeps going with like screen.
You want to try it with a screen share?
Yeah, I can do that. Oh, maybe you got it. You can get started and then I'll share screen.
Go ahead.
We'll call Officer Grant.
Officer Grant, raise your right hand. Swear affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth today. Settle in. When you're ready.
ADR. Your name and record.
Officer Mark Grant
And how are you employed?
with Huron Township Police
How long have you been employed with the township?
since 2014.
And did you work somewhere prior to this in similar capacity?
I did.
Where?
I work for the Wayne County Sheriff's Department
And how long?
since 1992.
And what are your general duties as a police officer with the department?
Traffic services.
Were you on duty on September 19th of this year at approximately 4:29 in the afternoon?
Yes, I was.
At that time, what were you doing?
I was working a traffic detail following one of the local school buses. We were on Middle Belt traveling south from Pennsylvania.
And is that in Huron Township?
It is.
Were you in a fully marked police vehicle?
I was in a marked police vehicle.
And at about that time, did you have the occasion to conduct a traffic stop?
I did.
What happened?
As the school bus was southbound, the school bus activated its yellow flashing lights and began stopping. It stopped in front of a residence on the west side of the road where the bus stopped, came to a complete stop, turned on the red flashing lights, doors open, a student stepped off of the bus, and it seemed like a long time, maybe more than 10 to 15 seconds after the school bus had stopped, came to a complete stop, turned on the red lights. A Toyota RAV4 passed the school bus in violation of the lights, heading northbound on Middle Belt.
And to be clear, the respondent did not come to a full stop when those lights were flashing.
Say it again?
And to be clear, the respondent did not come to a stop when those red lights were flashing
No, did not.
and instead passed the school bus.
Yes,
And was your in-car video activated at that time?
yes.
And do you happen to know that recorded the incident?
Say it again?
Do you happen to know that recorded the incident?
Yes, it did.
Here and I looked to play the video at this time.
Go ahead.
Let me play it again.
Sure.
Officer Grant, are you familiar with the video that was just played?
I am.
And given, sorry. And was the video taken from the camera in your police vehicle?
Yes, it was.
And is that video a true and accurate representation of this incident?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, people move for admission of the video based on foundation.
Any objections to the video coming in, ma'am? Any objections to that video being admitted into evidence? Okay, that'll come in. People's number one.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer Grant, based on the traffic violation, did you initiate a traffic stop?
I did.
Did you approach the vehicle?
I did.
And who was in the vehicle?
Miss Alexander.
And did you tell her the reason for the stop?
I did, as I explained the reason of the stop, for the stop. She responded by saying that she didn't even see a bus. I advised her that she had just passed the bus in violation of the red lights. And I issued her a citation for that violation.
And again, what was that citation for?
School bus, passing the school bus
People
with,
on the
with
bus.
lights activated.
Ma'am, do you have any questions for the officer? No questions?
He just said that he believed that at first, he said he believed that
Okay, ma'am, do you have any questions for the officer?
What would I ask him?
I don't know. It's not my case. It's your case.
Oh, I just asked you, Officer Grant. You said the last two times you think I did see it, and then the day you said I wasn't paying attention. I didn't see the bus. That's the only thing I
Okay,
don't
so
know.
you have no questions for the officer?
I guess not.
Okay,
Judge.
you can step down. Any other witnesses in the table?
No, there wasn't.
Ma'am, would you like to tell me your story?
Yes,
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth today?
sure.
Go ahead. Watch your step.
I had just got done completing the order. I do the deliveries for Ship, DoorDash, all that, all those kind of deliveries and things like that. I've been doing it for like 10 years, 56 years old. I've never ran a stop sign school bus or anything like that. I follow traffic laws, and I had just got done completing an order, coming down Middle Belt. I didn't see the bus. As I was looking at the video right there, it looks like the bus was approaching the same time my car was coming through. I was focused on, it was Middle Belt, which goes down the 2-lane road right there. And I was just focused on the road, trying to find it, trying to, pay attention to the speed limit. I told the officer when he stopped me that what was he stopping me for? And he explained to me about what had happened. I told him I had just done a DoorDash order, and that was it. And I didn't see the bus. Like I said, I've been doing this for 10 years. I asked him, could he give me a lesser sentence? Because, I do the deliveries and I could lose my job. I could be deactivated for 3 points and it stays on my license for 7 years. That's the only way I make a living. And he said, no, he makes exceptions, but he doesn't make an exception for a school bus, and I asked him today, I said, you never given me, I don't think I should be punished for 7 years. He said, you're not being punished. I understand that, but I'm just saying that I could lose my job, my livelihood. He's never made an exception. I said, you've never done anything bad. We're talking about a school bus ticket, but I'm saying, I don't think I have a bad enough driving record for me to have to, for me you can't do anything to help me. To ease the 3 points or give me lesser points or lesser impeding traffic or something just to help me in considering my circumstances. Everyone has different circumstances and everyone deserves another chance. I am very, very sorry. Believe me, every time I see a school bus, I stop now and before the school bus stops. I think he had punished me enough. This is my 3rd time coming to court. I just asked him for another chance just to take the 3 points off. So I won't lose my job. That's all I asked him. He said he's never done it in 20 years. I understand that, but I made a mistake. I realized I made a mistake. He said that doesn't help. I know. I took full responsibility. I paid the fine. I came to court. I believe he said when I ran the stop sign, I understand that. But I just asked him, could he just give me a lesser sentence so the points could come off and then not be on my driving record for 7 years so I don't lose my job. I did everything I did except get on my knees and beg him. I just asked him. He told me he's never made an exception. I understand you never made an exception, but sometime in life, with different situations, we have to make an exception for something, being human. And I don't think my driving record is that bad. I have to be punished like that. I've been doing this for 10 years. If I was such a horrible driver, I wouldn't be doing this because I would have been deactivated. I couldn't drive anywhere. I've been doing this for 10 years. I have my W-4s to show, Your Honor, that I've been doing this for 10 years. And I'm trying to be a very, very responsible driver. But I did not see, I honestly didn't. And I believed him when he said that I did. But when I passed, I did not see the stop sign on the bus. And I just asked that you could just have mercy on me and just, if you could just give me a lesser sentence or take the points away. Believe me, I do not go to sleep at night. I cannot wake at night but thinking about this ticket and the fact that I can lose my job. I just asked him for some mercy and he said no. And the prosecutor explained to me they have never done this before. I cannot believe that they have never talked to an individual before in this kind of situation. I honestly did not see it. And believe me, I'm sorry. You could have, I know, I believe that now. I know. I get on my knees and I pray, Jehovah, every night to forgive me for this. But I don't think I should be punished. I'm not, I shouldn't say punished because he's right. I'm not being punished. I made a mistake. This out of consequences. I paid the fine and I'm still paying the consequences of it. And I just ask that you have mercy on me and help me, give me can I get the points taken away or lesser sentence or something, Your Honor? That's all I ask for. I realized I made a mistake and I'm sorry.
Anything else? Anything else, ma'am? Anything else?
No.
Any questions for Ms. Alexander?
No questions, Your Honor.
Any rebuttal?
No rebuttal.
Ready for close?
Your Honor, I'm certainly sympathetic. I understand that 3 points is a lot for some people, but it's also a severe incident. A school bus violation, the reason why we don't reduce these is because children's lives are at stake. In this particular incident you saw, the kid was actually getting off the bus at the same time that she had passed. She testified herself that she didn't see the bus in general. Officer Grant testified, and you saw the video, that she did pass the school bus while the lights were activated in violation of the rules. For that reason, we asked you to respond.
Thank you. Your turn, ma'am.
Now, also, when I did the second one, the magistrate told me to talk to the Secretary of State. I did go to the Secretary of State. It's a 3-point ticket. You know, you can take the class and they'll take it off, the points off. You can't. It's 3 points. They only do it under 2 points. So they couldn't help me either, but I guess he didn't know that at the time either. So I was just trying to do everything that I can, Your Honor. I just ask that you help me.
I understand what you're asking, and I'm denying. It's a clear-cut situation where the violation was committed. I understand your situation with the driving and everything else, but there's no wiggle room there. I mean, in the video's clear. You're honest. You said you didn't see the bus, and I don't have any authority over the points. I can either find you responsible or not responsible. And to be perfectly honest, there's no way I can find you not responsible.
But you know, looking at the video, Your Honor, it looks like, you know, the bus pulled up the same time my car was passing.
Ma'am, I counted it. The door
Okay.
opened and it was 3 seconds before I could see your car.
Okay, all right, Your Honor.
Good luck. We've
How long-
got your bond. We'll apply your bond and close the file.
Excuse me,
You posted a bond. We'll apply that bond and close the file.
do I owe any court costs? or
No,
anything
that's
like
the 195 you posted. We'll close it out.
that? Okay, how long does the point stay on my license?
I have no idea.
It's 2 years. We'll follow up.
Have a nice day, Ms. Alexander.
You too, Judge Oakley.
Yeah,
All right, are we ready on Hayes?
we are. No.
Can I ask you a question, Judge Oakley?
Sure.
Have you ever given an allowance for anybody that ever did the school bus? Has anybody ever got off?
Have I ever?
I mean, has anybody ever got a lesson sentence for this, for the,
Not a lesser sentence. I probably, I have a terrible memory, but I've been doing this a long time.
Have you had?
I'm sure, hold
have
on, let
you-
me answer your question. I'm sure over the last 25 years, I have probably had a formal hearing on this ticket where I found somebody not responsible,
Okay,
but I've never found them responsible in my mind and said, go
No,
away
no.
and sin no more.
no, I just said, you know, I didn't know if you know, okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Just thought I'd ask.
Good morning, Mr. Hayes.
Good morning.
Are you ready for your hearing?
I am.
All right, have a seat, sir. Have a seat, make yourself comfortable. Counsel, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, appearances, please.
Carl Letcher, P 35942, appearing on behalf of Michael Hayes, who is seated to my immediate left.
All right, we're ready?
We're ready, Your Honor. You will call Officer Grant.
Officer Grant, come on up. You're still under oath. You're still warned about my ramp.
Can you please state your name for the record?
Officer Mark Grant
And how are you employed?
by Huron Township Police
How long have you been employed with the township?
since 2014.
And were you employed in a similar capacity elsewhere prior to your employment with the township?
I was.
Where?
I was employed with the Wayne County Sheriff's Department.
And how long were you there?
I hired in 1992.
And what are your general duties as a police officer with the department?
Traffic services.
Were you on duty on October 2nd of this year, approximately 7:11 in the morning?
I was.
And at that time, what were you doing?
I was working a traffic detail following a bus. That bus was, westbound.
Do you need to refresh your recollection?
No, I'm rewinding it. The bus was actually eastbound because it picked up at the White House on the south side. So I was behind the bus traveling eastbound. And the bus stopped at a residence just before that, unloaded a student from the south side, and the yellow lights were activated. It stopped, the red lights were activated. The student boarded, shut off the lights, pulled forward, and as it pulled forward, the yellow lights were again activated. The bus came to a complete stop. The red lights were activated, and as the student was boarding the bus from the south side from the residence, you could see the lights from a vehicle underneath the bus coming forward, and then a white truck with a car trailer passed westbound in violation of the red lights on the bus.
I'm going to rewind a little bit. What road were you on?
Sibley.
And is that in Huron Township?
Yes, it is.
And were you in a fully marked police vehicle?
I was in a marked police vehicle.
And again, what was the traffic stop? Well, what did you observe?
I observed the white commercial truck pass the bus in violation of the red lights on the bus as it was traveling westbound. It was dark, it was raining, it was just a bad morning.
All right, and was your in-car activated at that time?
Yes, it was.
And do you have a note that recorded the incident?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'd like to play a brief video.
Sure.
May I share, Your Honor? The sister counsel?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
One more time, please. Go ahead.
Officer Grant, are you familiar with the video that was just played?
Yes, I am.
And was that video taken from the camera in your police vehicle?
Yes, it was.
And is that video a true and accurate representation of what you did on that day?
For that stop, yes.
Your Honor, at that time, I'd like to move permission to that video.
No objection, Your Honor.
That'll be admitted people's number one. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer Grant, based on the traffic violation, did you initiate your traffic stop?
I did.
Did you approach the vehicle?
I did.
Who was in the vehicle?
I identified Mr. Hayes by his Michigan commercial vehicle license.
And did you tell him the reason for the stop?
I did.
What was that reason?
I stopped him for the violation of the red lights on the school bus. At the time, he told me that he believed the lights were yellow. I informed him that they weren't, and I issued the citation for overtaking, meeting, or passing the red lights on the school bus.
I have no other questions.
Any cross?
Yes, sir. Officer, are you familiar with accident reconstruction, or have you had any classes or training in accident reconstruction?
I have.
Okay. When we look at that video, do you have an idea how fast the truck was traveling at the time?
He was probably if I had to guess, I would say about 40 miles an hour.
Okay, if his testimony would be different, that would impact his ability to stop, correct? Higher speed takes longer,
Sure, yes,
and you've indicated that the road conditions were wet from a recent rain?
yes.
Okay. What is the drag coefficient for a truck like that? Truck is approximately 69 feet long, the tractor is 16 feet, the trailer is 53 for purposes of assuming
You would have to know, the drag factor for the asphalt pavement on a wet surface, and that drag factor is not available to me right now.
Okay.
If he were, my problem with that stop was that the bus had just stopped at a residence just before that, and he saw that the bus stopped. He's coming down a street that's miles long, and he would have seen that bus stop. He would have seen that child load. He would have seen the bus was stopping again. And through both of those stops, he chose not to slow down or do anything to slow down for that bus.
You say both stops. In the video, what I recalled seeing the video was there was an initial stop for a child to be picked up. And then the bus proceeded
To
with
another
the yellow
residence.
lights.
To another residence, which is like 3 houses down. or 4
That's what I
houses
counted
down.
with 3 mailboxes.
Right, so he would have seen it stop the first time because he's coming down a long straight street, knowing the lights are coming on again, knowing it's gonna stop again, and he didn't give it any kind of consideration.
So what would the reasonably prudent truck driver assume at that point, that there is a bus, that's a school
That
bus that's
The bus is
picking up
stopping
children?
again, he should scrub some of the speed, yeah, he should start slowing down. So
And-
he's not doing 40 miles an hour when the lights turn red.
Okay, if his testimony is something different, do you have any mechanical device that was in your vehicle that could tell us, radar as an example, how fast he was driving?
I don't turn my radar on when I'm following buses.
I understand that, so the answer then would be no.
Yes. that's-
So you can't say definitively that he was doing 40.
You asked me to guess, I guess.
Okay. What is the distance that he would have needed in order to come to a stop for the red lights and for loading?
He was unloaded, so I couldn't, you're asking me to guess again?
Yeah.
Maybe 150, 200 feet.
150, 200 feet. Okay. So that would have brought him, and the statute requires a stop within how many feet from the bus?
20 feet.
So he would have needed 170 feet to comply with the statute so that he is now 20 feet from the front of the bus.
If he would have.
Am I understanding that?
If he would have treated this like an intersection, he would have been fine, because just because you're going to an intersection at 40 miles an hour and you reach the intersection, the light turns red, you go through it, it's still your fault. You should have slowed down. An intersection, bus is just like the intersection, the lights turn yellow.
But intersections, as I'm understanding this, are clearly marked. Intersection tells you you need to slow down. This bus had the yellow lights on, but there was no indication where that bus was going to stop to pick up the child, correct?
The intersection's marked with a yellow light, just like the bus was.
I'm not following you. This was not an intersection.
Okay.
This was a bus that was alternatingly accelerating, decelerating by braking, so that you have the red lights in the back on the brake, and then you have the alternating amber lights overhead, correct?
Yes.
And then when the bus comes to a stop, it has the alternating overhead red lights, correct?
When the bus driver opens the door, those lights turn red.
Okay. So the bus driver opens the door. Did you see the bus driver in this case where the door was open? You're behind the vehicle. You couldn't have seen that, could you?
Actually, I could. I'm to the side of it.
Okay, and you saw, you're driving. Can we run the video again, please, if you would?
I actually was stopped behind it.
I understand. I think from the video, it's pretty straightforward. And I don't mean to make you movie producer. If I may, Your Honor?
Sure.
If you can stop right there for a second. This number here is black.
Time.
So it's time, it's plus. So what this number is telling us, at 7:03 and 18 seconds, this is what you're observing from the inside of your car, correct? It's a dash cam.
Yes.
Okay. Can we go up to 5 more seconds, please? Go to 23. Okay. Stop right there. Yellow overhead are on, correct?
I don't, they're not on right
Let
now.
me just a little bit further.
That's maybe the first
Okay.
one. Okay.
That's at the 24-second mark.
Mhm.
All right, now if we can go forward, there's the first mailbox. Car coming the other way, yellow lights flashing, second mailbox, third mailbox, and
See, now you can see his
Stop.
lights out front.
that's the red lights, right?
Yeah, you can
They're
see his
coming
lights out front.
And this time is what? 35?
Mhm.
Okay, so the red lights are on.
Mhm.
And he should be coming to a stop, correct?
Well, he should have been slowing down when he saw the yellow lights.
My question is, he needs to stop when those red lights come on, correct?
He cannot pass it when the red lights are on. Yes.
Okay, now, we're at 35 seconds. Can you roll it again, please? What's that? Stop, please.
Go back.
Nope, we're good. This is his vehicle, correct?
Yes.
And this is the tractor, and this is the trailer, and in 3 seconds.
Mhm.
Roads are wet. Truck weighs 40,000 pounds.
Okay.
How is he supposed to stop within 3 seconds?
Like I said, he should have started stopping when he saw the yellow lights.
And
When
where
he
would
saw
he-
the yellow and red lights when it stopped 4 houses down.
Let me ask you, reasonably prudent driver, whether it is a court officer, yourself, myself, sister counsel, or the clerk, what would be the speed that we should be doing while this bus is driving, passing 3 separate homes, the mailboxes, we can use those as a measuring stick. At what point should I have taken my 40,000 pound truck and come to a stop? Isn't it required by law when the light is red, not yellow?
Yes.
Okay, so then should I have stopped at the 23-second mark?
Are you
There's no
not,
red light.
are you not guilty when you cross an intersection?
We're
with a
not
red
crossing
light?
an intersection, sir.
It's basically same color, same lights, same theory.
Difference is with an intersection, you can visually see where you have to stop. With a flashing yellow light, you're not required to stop, and it may not be prudent to do so with traffic behind you on wet roads and with the darkness that's here at 7:13 a.m., correct?
It would be prudent to slow down when you saw it start to stop,
Well,
when
we're
you
gonna
saw
hear-
the caution.
We're
the
going to hear
yellow
that in
caution
his,
light on.
we're going to hear that in his testimony. Now, when we look at this, that student is coming out onto the pavement,
Yes.
preparing to enter the bus. I can't see the door where the door is open.
You actually have a better vision of that when you're in person. The video doesn't do it justice.
I can see the reflection of the door.
I can see it when it opens.
So if we assume that this truck weighed 40,000 pounds with the trailer and the tractor combined, the road conditions were wet, and there's 3 seconds before the lights come on, isn't the conclusion that it was the bus driver who should have put the lights on sooner? How could this
Why?
truck driver stop 3 seconds.
I'm not saying he could. I'm just saying he should have started stopping sooner.
Well, we're going to have his testimony as to how fast he was going, with all due respect. And again, this is not adversarial in the sense where
No,
we're trying to sort out what happened here, and I
Absolutely.
respect where you're going with that. Let me ask you, assuming his testimony is that he was doing 25 miles an hour at that time, which is 132,000 feet an hour, or 2,200 feet a minute. Divide that by the 60 seconds in a minute. That's 36.66 feet per second traveling, correct?
okay.
So the question becomes, if there are 3 seconds between the time the red lights come on and he passes, that means he would have traveled approximately 110 feet. And if his truck is 69 feet and he has to clear within 20 feet, stop within 20 feet of the front of the bus as the law requires, how could he do that in 2 seconds or 3 seconds or 4 seconds? Not physically possible, is it?
I never said it was. But if in fact it's impossible for him to stop for those lights, then I witness miracles every day.
I think as we noted earlier, some people, and you said you had one, what bus?
Yes.
You know, that was a lady that earlier in the day, and I think you do a terrific job with what you have to work with. But the question becomes, if the truck is 69 feet, bumper to bumper, front to the end, and there's 3 seconds there, it strikes me that the bus driver, who is required by statute to operate in a safe manner, and there's specifics for when you put the yellows on and when you put the reds on, certainly
She
put
can't.
this person.
She can't. The only thing she can do is open the door. She can't turn the yellow lights on, red lights on. She turns the yellow, but when she opens the door, a couple things happen. The red lights come on, the door opens, and the sign comes out.
And there's a signal to the pupil coming into the bus that it's safe to proceed. And was it safe to proceed with a truck that was passing on the other side, could not stop? Should she have not waited? I don't know if it's a man or woman, you said she. Should she not have waited until the truck had cleared, as opposed to 3 seconds, and then open the door, which signals to the pupil it's safe to come on board?
Then you're assuming that the kids are going to do what they're supposed to do. They're kids. When the bus pulls up, the kids come running.
I didn't see that in this video.
Not in this one, but she was right there.
Okay, so that didn't happen in this video.
No, but it does.
The
So
reason
that's why when she comes to a complete stop, she opens the door to turn on the red lights so traffic starts stopping.
And the question, the overall question here is, what would the reasonably prudent person have done? The problem is, it's not just the truck driver, it's also the bus driver.
The reasonably prudent person would have started stopping when they saw the bus.
And if they
With
did,
yellow
and the
lights
red
on.
lights, and the red lights come on when they are less than
Shame on
107.
him if he got there and the red lights turned on before he passed.
What would you consider to be a good driving record for a truck driver with a CDL and 1,000,000 miles in the cab? How many citations would you find for him to be a prudent driver?
It all depends on the company.
Well,
Good companies hire good drivers.
all right,
Bad drivers drive bad trucks.
all right. Any evidence that this truck was improperly serviced or maintained?
Not at all.
No. If there's 1,000,000 miles without a citation, a moving citation or any other citation, what does that indicate to you about his driving?
Relevance.
What's the relevance, Melvin?
Your Honor, the question overall is what would a reasonably prudent person have done? If he has a driving record that's checkered with all kinds of speeding and other citations, that suggests that that is something, a habit and a practice that the driver has over the course of 1,000,000 miles. On the other hand, if that driver is without any kind of citation or blemishes on his record that are his fault, suggests that he acts as a reasonably prudent person. And that's what happened here. We have the video and we have his record. They're not individual. They are weaved together for purposes of whether or not he acts prudently as a driver and whether he did so here.
I'll allow it. If you feel that you can answer.
Repeat the question, please.
Okay, let's assume that the truck driver has 1,000,000 miles without a ticket or a citation or a warning or a blemish of any kind on his record as a truck driver. What does that indicate to you as terms of whether he's a prudent driver, safe driver?
I would say he's a pretty good driver. And if he's gone 1,000,000 miles, he's driven quite a bit.
More than I'd ever want to, I think, and probably more than most people would. Any fault by the bus driver, you believe, in the actions here that led to?
I've had this conversation with a few people, and the bus driver has no concern but for the child. She can't be concerned with traffic. She has to watch the kids.
Well, let me ask you this. That truck weighs 40,000 pounds empty.
Okay.
And if he has to come to a screeching halt in order to comply with that, what does that do for the control of his truck, tractor, his trailer, and the traffic behind him if he has to come to a sudden halt? What does that do for other people on the road? Because it's not just about the child.
If he has to come to a sudden halt, it's because he wasn't paying attention to things in front of him, things developing in front of him.
So he should have stopped within an assured clear distance.
He should have started slowing down when he saw the bus slowing down.
I have nothing further of this witness, Your Honor.
Because the bus is gonna stop. If you see the yellow lights, the bus is gonna stop.
Any redirect? Go ahead.
In general, what do yellow lights indicate for us?
That a bus is going to pick up a student and it is coming to a stop.
And that applies to school buses.
Yes,
And in this manner, did the respondent stop within the 20 feet?
no, he did not.
In fact, it went past the school bus.
Yes,
And does the statute make any exceptions for truck and trailers?
no,
Any motorists at all?
no,
There's no exceptions as to, you can pass the school bus, but you can't.
no,
It's just, you can't pass the school bus when it's flashing red.
you cannot.
Did you know Mr. Hayes prior to this?
I did not.
So you wouldn't have known his driving record at the
No.
time of the stop? Do you ever care when you pull somebody over, except for things like driving license suspended, but something in this instance, does that make a difference to you?
I'm stopping a vehicle, not a driver,
And why did you stop the vehicle?
because he ran the red light on the school bus.
I have no questions.
Recross.
Briefly, Your Honor, yellow lights indicate that the vehicle is going to be stopping at some point, correct? Flashing yellow lights for the bus.
Some point soon, yes.
Doesn't indicate where though, does it?
No.
No further questions, Your Honor.
You can sit down. Or just sit. Any other witnesses?
No, wait.
Thank you, officer.
Mr. Hayes, come on up. Mr. Hayes, there is a ramp right here. Do not trip on it, please. Raise your right hand. Swear affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, but the truth. Yes. Settle in right there. When you're ready, counsel.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. Can you identify yourself for the record, please?
Michael Timothy Hayes,
And what is your occupation?
CDL Class A truck driver,
CDL stands for what? We have a record to.
commercial driver's license,
Okay, and how many miles have you driven as a holder of a commercial driver license in a truck or similar vehicle?
a little over 1 million,
Okay, when did you receive your CDL?
2005.
So that is 18 years.
Yes,
Have you had any traffic citations while driving in your commercial vehicle during that time?
no,
Have you ever received any kind of tickets for any reason while you've been driving with your CDL or your truck?
no, I haven't.
Okay, how long is your truck?
With the trailer from nose to ramps is roughly 69 foot.
Okay, so when I said earlier, 16 feet for the tractor, 53 feet for the semi, that's how you come up with a full 69 feet?
Yes,
All right. And are you familiar with that part of the road?
not really, somewhat.
Okay, and in your drive, you were driving that day at approximately 7:13, 7:03, I'm sorry, 7:03. Does that accurately reflect the conditions of the road and the actions of the bus,
No,
the video?
no, it doesn't.
Okay. In terms of the bus stopping and starting, and we can play that again, if that's what you're referring to.
No, it seems like it's right, but it was not raining. There's no rain on his windshield. He said it was raining. Someone said it was raining.
Okay, had it rained earlier, do you know?
I'm not sure.
All right. What's the weight on your truck when you are empty? And it looked like to me like your truck was empty.
I just unloaded.
Okay,
It's about 42,000
42,000 pounds.
pounds, yes.
All right. And what was your speed at the time you approached the bus and then passed the bus? Do you remember?
Yes,
Why? First of all, why? Why do you remember?
because I saw the reflections from the bus, the school bus sign up top when I was coming down the road. I had my high beams on, so
Okay.
I was able to see the translution off the bus.
All right. And how fast were you driving?
When I came through the first intersection, I was doing 35-ish. And then as I got closer to the bus, I was doing like 25.
Okay. And what was the speed limit in that area for regular conditions?
It's 45. And a little further down, it's 50.
And you had, at this point of coming into contact, passing the bus, you were driving how fast?
25.
Okay, with a 40,000 pound tractor and trailer.
Yes.
And at 25 miles an hour, that equates to 2,200 feet per minute, or 36.6 feet per second. Is that correct?
Yes.
How long would it take you, distance-wise, to stop your truck if you stood on the brakes?
If I just did a stab brake, it would probably jackknife. But probably 25 foot.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. 25 feet to,
If I stop just as an emergency stop, I would jackknife.
all right. Taking the jackknife out of the equation, because that's not prudent, certainly. If you were to do a regular stop, how much time or how much distance would that require you to do a regular stop?
Controlled stop would probably take me roughly 45 foot, 45, 50 foot. At 25 miles an hour, it would probably take me, I don't know, maybe 20.
20 feet?
Yes, I'm not sure. I've never done a controlled stop in.
20
Pace.
seconds or 20 feet? Because
It would
20
probably
feet is
take-
about from here to the judge.
No, well, we'll say 20 seconds because I've never been in that position before, so I honestly don't know.
Okay, so 20 seconds then.
Okay.
All right, if you're at 36 feet, 36.6 feet a second, that's 110 feet roughly, correct?
Correct.
And your rig is 69 feet nose to bumper,
Yes.
and you have to stop within 20 feet of the front of the bus.
No, I couldn't do it. No,
Okay, why not?
it's not enough time. It's the air. It's not a hydraulic system on it. It's air, so it takes longer to stop the bus, and along with the weight.
Longer to stop the bus or the
I'm
truck?
sorry, longer to stop the truck.
You're fine.
I'm sorry.
You're fine. You have 1 million miles that you've driven, correct?
Yes.
As a truck driver? Where did you receive your training?
I went to Pontiac, school called New Way.
Okay, and what did they teach you about stopping?
Distance as far as how far you would need to stop in a control stop, stab brake technique they taught us, and Oh, it's been a long time ago. It's kind of hard to remember, but we went over the braking system of the truck and how long it takes to stop. I just don't remember everything.
Have you ever received a citation previously as a driver of a private vehicle for bus,
I've never
blowing a
received,
bus light, if you would?
no, I never received a ticket for that.
What's your driving record like?
I have an outstanding driver record.
And this is your first ticket in, how old are you?
58,
You've been driving since?
17.
No other citations?
No.
What do you think the prudent thing to have done was when you saw the yellow lights and then the red lights come on?
I did what I thought was the right thing to do. I saw the bus coming towards me. So I was preparing to stop, but I wasn't sure where it was going to stop because the lights were on, but the bus was still moving. So I wasn't for sure, but I was making preparations. That's why my speed decelerated. And, you know, at the last second, they threw the lights on and I just kind of went right by them. You know, they had been rolling for a while, so I didn't know where they was going to stop at.
Very good. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
No questions.
Sir, you can step down, watch your step.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I would like to recall.
Sure. Still under oath, Officer Graham.
Officer, how long have you been following school buses?
Professionally.
I became aware of the problem about 3 years ago. So I follow them when I'm on duty and I don't have anything else going on because the main thing I do is look for commercial trucks, but I can look for commercial truck violations while following school buses. So that's what I do. I follow them on the busy streets, not the back roads, just the busy streets.
Have you seen trucks stop for school buses before?
Every day.
And respondent indicated that he had just unloaded. Have you seen similar trucks that had been fully loaded stop for a school bus that had flashing red lights?
Every day I follow.
And have any of those jackknifed?
No.
And no further questions.
Nothing, Your Honor.
You can step down. Ready for argument?
Ready? Your Honor, the statute says any motorist that passes the school bus with the red flashing lights. In this case, both the video indicated and the officer indicated. In fact, Mr. Hayes also indicated that he had passed the school bus while the lights were flashing red. I understand that he feels that he was able to stop, but there are no exceptions to that. As I stated before, it's a concern for student safety, and in this case, student was actively getting on the bus. For that reason, yes, you better respond responsible.
I may, Your Honor.
Sure.
Every driver on the road, whether it is their first day or whether they drive a semi or whether they drive a school bus or whether they drive an ambulance or any other emergency vehicles, has a duty, statutory duty, certainly a legal duty to drive in a reasonably prudent and safe manner. That includes not only the drivers of commercial vehicles, it also includes the driver of a school bus. And when the school bus stops, they have the power to continue the yellow lights so that that truck passing can pass and do so without having to brake in an emergency manner. I understand the officer's focus is on the children. All of us in this room have or will have children at some point. Child safety is absolutely paramount and important. But what the driver did was to place people into a position of peril because there was not the due regard for what oncoming traffic was doing. They're driving, as we saw in that video, with the yellow lights going on for at least 3 homes. We saw the 3 mailboxes there. The school bus driver had the option of waiting for that truck, which school bus driver should have known could not stop within the prescribed distance by the law, because when you turn the red on, it says stop. The argument that is being offered by the prosecutor, essentially distilled to its essence, is that you have a duty to stop regardless of what the consequences are to you, to jackknifing other vehicles on the road. That's not correct. The bus driver should have stopped the bus, waited 2 seconds, 3 seconds for the truck to clear, and then activated their red lights by opening the door. And I understand that she did not do that. I understand the focus is on child safety, but I'm also looking at this and saying there's other drivers on the road and the school bus as well. This man has 1 million miles commercial and has not had a blemish on his record. He's prudent. He does what he can, and he does what he's supposed to do. He could have stood on the brakes there, as he said, and come to a halt by jackknifing his trailer. That presents a hazard to every other person behind him, and frankly, the school bus, if the trailer would swing around. He did what he could as a reasonably prudent commercial driver. And with 1 million miles underneath his belt, behind the wheel, he has demonstrated that he is a reasonably prudent driver. This is a bad set of circumstances. Officer testified that it rained earlier. Certainly doesn't appear to be raining there, but if it had rained earlier, then the drag coefficient, which is the distance it would take for that driver to stop, is much longer. This driver could have slammed on his brakes. He testified that he went from 45, 40, 30 down to 25. At some point when he is at 25 miles an hour, the argument is he should have stopped. But where? He could wait for that bus to go by. That's not prudent for the people behind him. He could have waited until that child was loaded onto the bus by stopping 200 yards or 100 yards or 50 yards. But the law does not require him to guess as to when that bus is going to load, in this case, a pupil for school. And that's the argument, is that he is being required to guess as to when that bus was going to stop, putting himself and everybody else on the road in peril. It's an unfortunate set of circumstances. There are erasures on every pencil because people make mistakes. I submit that the bus driver made a mistake by stopping and starting with the yellow overhead saying, hey, I'm going to stop soon. You don't know when. I can't tell you when, but I'm going to stop. And then they put the red lights on. You have to stop. Physically, it could not be done. My math is correct. There was 110 feet that were required for this truck to stop. And this truck could not stop. This driver could not stop in the 3 seconds with those red lights on. Physically impossible. The law requires due diligence, that you pay attention, and that you act responsible for everybody. That includes not just the truck driver, but that also includes the bus driver. And what she did, unfortunately, and I'm not going to Monday morning quarterback somebody because they have a tough job, but the quarterbacking that's going to go on is that the bus driver acted in a manner that she could not load the children safely, and he could not pass safely, and he could not stop safely. And that was totally within her control. So for that reason, I'm asking that this court recognize that the case should be dismissed, that while there is a citation that's been issued, consideration of all the facts, particularly the video, suggests that it should be dismissed. And my client, who has a perfect record, should not be tattooed with 3 points and astronomical insurances because he acted prudently under all the circumstances.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Anything else?
I would just like to indicate that yellow lights are there for warning. Council apparently wants the bus driver to have the yellow light to warn the drivers, and then maybe a purple light to warn that they're gonna turn on the red lights, but that's not how it happens. Yellow lights mean slow down, something's gonna happen, and in fact, respondent did that. He was preparing to stop, the only thing is, he didn't stop. And went through the red.
Thank you both. This is a tough one. I find you not responsible. The first time you played the video, I was disturbed by the fact that she stopped and kept going with the yellow lights going, and then stopped again. And I'm watching this and I'm listening, I'm thinking, how could she have done that better? And I'm not sure there's an answer for that, but I also understand how it could mess you up because she stopped and she kept going under the caution. Yeah, not responsible. Goodbye.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You ready? Yes. Come on up. Appearances for Stillwater Trucking.
Okay, good afternoon, Your Honor. Michael Levitt here on behalf of Stillwater Trucking.
All right, we're ready?
We're ready.
Let me guess. Officer Grant, come on up. Still under oath. I'm just impressed that Caitlin was able to schedule, so you're the show today.
I know, isn't that nice?
Go ahead.
Please state your name for the record.
Officer Mark Grant.
And how are you employed?
Let's skip through that because Mr. Levitt heard it twice
I'll
already.
stipulate.
I appreciate that. All right.
Let's do this. Let's move to October 11th.
All right. I have one question. Mark.
That's all right.
All right. Do you have any special training with commercial vehicles?
I do.
And were you on duty on October 11th of this year at approximately 8:26 in the morning?
I was.
Where were you?
I was traveling westbound Sibley.
Is that here on Township?
It is.
Were you in a fully marked police vehicle?
I was in a marked police vehicle.
And did you have the occasion to stop a truck as indicated on the citation?
I did.
Where did the stop occur?
I first observed the truck traveling eastbound, coming over 275 over the overpass. And once I saw the violation that
Well, what road is that?
that is Sibley Road.
And that's in your Township.
Yes.
So where did you first see this? Well, yes. Where did you first see the truck?
As it crested 275
On Sibley Road.
on Sibley Road.
All right, and where did you stop the truck?
I didn't catch him until he was northbound Merriman or the New Wayne Road. Maybe halfway between Sibley and Prescott.
And how far in the distance, if you had to guess, would that be?
From the crest, generally probably a half mile.
And when you say you took a bit to catch up to him, what did that mean?
I made a U-turn and continued to observe the truck as he turned onto the New Wayne Road northbound. And I just caught a glimpse of him as he was going north. And once I finally did catch up to him, we were almost to the straightaway of Wayne Road.
And why did you stop? Or what drew your attention to this vehicle?
My attention was drawn to him because, first of all, the speed that he was going, and he still had his lifts up. I could see that he was fully loaded. The way there's a couple different indicators that I look for, the sway of the truck, and it sways a lot more at the top when their lifts are up and they're loaded. The way the truck goes down the road, heavy loaded trucks kind of bounce like a long ocean wave, and empty trucks bounce really sharp. There's a couple of indicators, and the tires, I looked at the tires as it went by, and I could tell that there was weight on the tires. I could tell he was fully loaded. And he was traveling at a good pace. I bet he was doing 30, 35 miles an hour already, cresting and speeding up, going down the other side of the overpass. So I had to, because that day there was construction in the center turn lane, there was
What road?
on Sibley Road. So I had to go around the construction and then go back. So that's why, and I did it fairly quick, because I wanted to see if he still had his lips up, going down that slope, heading into, there's a couple intersections there, and I always have a problem with that. If they run down that hill, they're way overloaded, their axles are overloaded, and I normally have a problem with that, and I'll stop him for that violation. If he would have seen me at the crest of the hill and dropped his lifts and had those braking axles so he could use them going down the hill, if he needed them, I would have never had a problem with it. As a matter of fact, it's lift axles are always in question. And the speed that he was going and the fact that it took me all the way to halfway between Sibley and Prescott to catch him and pull out alongside him and see his lifts were still up. And that's when I decided to turn my lights on and stop. I went out there this morning to that intersection and sat there at that intersection and watched the truck. It could have been the same company, could have been the same truck, I don't know. But it was a gravel hauler, tandem gravel hauler. And I videoed him coming down the hill with his lifts down, come to the light. He stopped at the light, lifts down, pulls up to Wayne Road where he's got his left-hand turn signal on. Then as he turns, he brings his lifts up, makes the turn onto Wayne Road, and as he pulls in front of me, drops his lifts. That's the way it's supposed to be done. If I would have seen him coming down the hill with his lifts up and pulled in front of me with his lifts up and started going northbound, I probably would have stopped him too, but he didn't. He did it right. I have a video of it. It's possible, and it's on a flash drive right there on the desk.
Back to this incident, did the driver ever lower his axles?
He did when he saw my lights go on.
And when was that again?
Just as we were coming around the corner to the straightaway of Wayne Road.
And was it reasonable for the driver to keep the axles up for that long?
No, it wasn't. He should have dropped them coming down the hill off of 275.
Is that a straight road?
Yes.
Sibling?
Yes, the only construction there was in the center turn lane.
And would that have affected them?
No.
Was it, at this time, did you effectuate the traffic stop?
I did.
Did you speak to the driver of the truck?
I did.
Did you ask him why his lift axles were up?
I did.
What did he say?
He told me he simply forgot, which is okay. He forgot.
Was your body worn camera on at this time?
Yes, it was.
And do you happen to know if you recorded that?
It did. It recorded it.
Here, I'd like to play a brief video.
Go ahead.
I've shared it. Is it okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Ready? You can hear that?
Yep.
Did you weigh the truck?
I did.
And what scale was used?
They're Henny 101s, certified by the Department of Agriculture every February. They were certified. They are certified.
Did you accurately record the weight on the citation?
I did.
And what was the weight of some axle, and was the weight of some axles over what is permitted per axle?
Yes, they were.
Your Honor, I'm going to object at this point. I would like to voir dire the witness regarding certification of scales.
Sure.
Do you have the scales certifications with you, officer?
With me, I do not.
Okay, you know that they are required in order for you to weigh a truck, correct?
I'll make a phone call and I can make a phone call and have them here.
Well, just for brevity, I'm gonna get right to the point. Are you a qualified, who employs you?
Huron Township.
Okay. Are you employed by the Department of Agriculture?
I am not.
Are you familiar with the overweight statute, MCL 257.724?
Yes. Fairly, yes.
And you're not qualified to certify scales through the Department of Agriculture, are you?
I am not.
Okay. You understand that under the statute, it indicates that if you have reason to believe that the truck is overweight, you can submit that truck to a weighing of the vehicle by either portable or stationary scales.
Yeah.
And you had portable scales, correct?
Yes.
And they have to be approved and sealed as a legal weighing device by a qualified person using testing equipment certified or approved by the Department of Agriculture. You're not qualified to certify those scales, are you?
I am not, no. I take them, I'm the one that takes them each year.
But you don't certify them.
No, I do not.
May I ask the prosecutor a question, Your Honor?
Sure.
Is this your only witness today? Okay. At this point, Your Honor, I would ask that the court strike any and all testimony relating to any weights on that ticket. And the reason why, the statute requires that a qualified person has to certify those scales, and they should be here to testify as to that certification. I have a copy of the statute on the approach.
Sure.
I make my motion on the fact that because this is the prosecution's only witness, this witness cannot lay the foundation for the certification of those scales. So he cannot testify as to the accuracy of those scales. The statute requires it. It's an element. In fact, I rely on the case of People versus Kurlikowski that indicates that, and I'll cite the site for the court, 60 Mishap 28, it's a 1975 case, and it indicates that when you're using scientific instruments to introduce an element of an offense, you have to have a witness that can build the foundation for the certification. This witness isn't qualified. So unless, and because there's no foundation under MRE 602, I can't cross-examine the person who actually certified the scales. So that person's not here to testify as to the accuracy. Then Officer Grant cannot introduce any of the axle weights on that ticket because I can't cross-examine a witness that's not here to find out, as required by the Michigan legislature, whether or not those portable scales were actually certified correctly.
Certification wouldn't have been issued had they not been accurate. I do also believe that the court generally has our certifications on file, especially as it relates to the scales. But that the argument could be paired to something like radar certification. If you're certified, if the officer's certified, they can certainly testify as to the fact that they're certified and as to what the reading was, similar to here where the scales were certified and the officer can testify as to what those scales read.
Well, the difference between the radar in this case is that we have a statute that requires that not only do you have to have certified scales, but you have to have a qualified person certifying those scales. But that person's not here. Even if they had the certifications with them, Judge, there's a person that signs off on that certification. They don't have the certifications with them today. But even if they did, Officer Grant's not the person that certifies the scales. So we don't know whether or not the axle weights are accurate based on that. I can't cross-examine Officer Grant on that because he's not qualified. He didn't certify the scales,
So there's a reason we have things certified,
correct?
so we can rely on.
Well,
The statute requires a certified scale. Exactly where does it say that the certification is an element that has to be proven?
it says that submit to a weighing of a vehicle by either portable or stationary.
Oh, help me out.
scales.
Where are you at?
Approved, I
Paragraph.
highlighted it.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
7241,
Gotcha.
approved and sealed as a legal weighing device by a qualified person using testing equipment certified or approved by the Department of Agriculture.
Okay,
That's an element of the offense.
okay. So I think the people have to be able to show it's a certified scale.
Well, it says qualified person.
But the certification one would be.
If that would just be hearsay, Your Honor, if they were to present a certified scale without the person's, as a witness, being able to testify, a qualified person that they calibrated the scales correctly.
All right, let me read it again. Okay, Madam Prosecutor?
I still believe it's certification scales.
I agree with counsel. I think he's entitled to ask for that witness to be here. I'll grant your motion.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Anna.
I'm shocked that this hasn't come up before.
So,
Extra points for novel argument.
I've argued it many times, but not in front of you.
Okay. I'm still shocked. I've been doing this a long time with you. And I've never had to
Well,
argue
I've had
before.
other cases,
Yeah.
but I had actually a better argument today.
What do you want to get? I'll deny this one.
okay.
I'll tell you one thing. I've been a safe driver my whole life, and the school bus thing, I've had school buses, yellow lights come on and they let kids on the bus and the red lights aren't coming on. And you're sitting there and you're afraid people are gonna hit you from behind. It's crazy.
Yeah, if she doesn't turn them on, it's not enforceable. And I won't, and I've seen her do it
But
before.
my understanding is that the bus driver doesn't have any control over the red light, unless it's older equipment, right?
Yes, I don't know
I mean,
why.
if the
they
door is
wouldn't come on,
open, the red lights go on.
But I've seen school buses actually, I've seen her never turn on the yellow lights and then stop and then go yellow, red real quick and cars go by and I'm like, I'm not writing that.
It happens where I live all the time that the red lights never come on.
I
And
only
the door's
write,
open.
trust me, I see a lot of them, but I only write the obvious ones. I don't write the close ones.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good day. You won.
That's it?
Yeah.
I don't hear very well, so I'm just trying to listen in.
Goodbye.
Thank you, sir.
I dismissed.
You are finally. We're finally done with you. You got your steps in today.
I did. Oops.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Okay, David,
You leaving me?
I'm leaving you.
You had enough of me today?
Crazy. But you know, the bus stop thing, or the bus lights thing, I don't like the new lights. because they can drive for a long time if those yellow lights on. And then all of a sudden they stop and the red light, right, like you say, but, so you don't know when, I mean, I wouldn't pass them anyway, but like if you're, like, if the bus is coming this way and I'm coming this way, I don't know when I'm supposed to stop. Because you don't know when she's stopping until she gets out. But those yellow lights go on forever now.
Especially when they're so close to each
Going
other.
on.
Three houses
Yeah.
separate.
All right,
that's really what did it.
Yeah,
House is so close together.
yeah.
she should have kept them on that whole time.
Well, you can keep the red ones on?
No, you can't keep the red ones on.